This is a bitsa that was built around a pile of parts that was registered as a bike, had a V5, but it was clearly previously two bikes. The frame was off a 1959 Tiger 110 and the crankcases a 1955 Thunderbird. The frame sold in Nottingham and the crankcases were exported on a bike to South Africa. The whole lot came to me as spares, which I purchased to help me out with regards to my 1960 Bonneville, although obviously the frame wasn't suitable, but the barrels and head, which are not here. This is a Morgo 750 barrels and a later head, but the barrels and head that came with the kit I did use on the Bonneville for a while, but the situation has reversed quite significantly, as a lot of the parts that were on my Bonneville at the time, back in 1979-80, are now on this bike, including the lights, the 12-volt lights, points and coil lights, the twin leading front brake, the aluminium engine mounts, and various other bits and bobs. The thing that has been added to this bike, you can see the oil line has taken a rather strange turn there, and when I did build the bike, I put an external oil filter on, tucked it down here. Works really well, even with a standard Triumph oil pump. Never had any problems with regards to it. Adds a bit of capacity and obviously a little bit more filtration. Than I mentioned a moment ago that it had points and coil. This unit came on the Bonneville and it used to house a set of points. Now it houses electronic ignition, which I fitted after its last build. The fuel tank is a normal mid-50s tank, but I filled in the indent underneath the tank badge, and I just happen to have these lovely earlier tank badges laying around, and I just love the simplicity of them, so I use those instead. In fact, the tank is a bit of a mess. It's been sealed, but it's also had to be repaired underneath externally, and I haven't bothered repainting it after a little mini fire I had, because it really could do with being replaced. The colour is one that a friend at the gym, Stas Bishop, who I don't see these days, but he's in touch, hopefully we'll see this, one morning at the gym said, I've got just the colour for that bike you're rebuilding, and it's apparently an old Vauxhall colour, and I think it works brilliantly. He also painted the mudguards and the oil tank and side panel and battery box holder. The Dunstall type silencers I bought because I wanted it to be a little bit different, and I did drill out the ends because they seem to be quite restrictive, and it's a little bit noisier now. This has been to Spain in the past, and it's been off the road for a while I've been rebuilding the engine. There's been quite a bit of work done to the engine. The thing I noticed is the wheel rims are black, and this predates anything that the Hinckley factory did, and it was simply because I didn't want to buy new wheel rims. The chrome on the wheel rims was knackered, so I got the chrome off with wire brush, and a friend of mine, Paul Booth, who specialises in painting commercial vehicles and car repairs, painted the wheel rims and the frame black with this incredible lorry paint that just simply has lasted incredibly well, bearing in mind the mileage I've done since the Bonneville celebration, about getting on 15 years ago, and or even more, and it's a lovely finish as well. I love the effect. The other thing that you might have noticed as I panned round was the gear lever, and this is just flicked backwards. When I bought the Bonneville, it had rear sets as a cafe racer, and it had a rear set linkage, and it was just awful, so loose. so I just took it off and put the gear lever backwards, and so it's 1 up 3 down. But then I've got other bikes that are 1 up 3 down, so actually it's more comfortable these days, a 1 up 3 down gear change than a 1 down 3 up. The riding position might look a little bit odd with the fairly sort of wide apart bars and the rear sets, but they go together really well, and it's a beautiful, comfortable ride, just perfect as far as I'm concerned. I find the Bonneville footrests are a little bit too far forward, but this works really well. And the back brake, again off the Bonneville, is short, but you still get plenty of purchase on it. As I've already said, it's got 12-volt ignition system. The wiring loom I created myself based on existing wiring diagrams, try to keep it simple as possible. And it's got a new Amal carburettor because the old one was frankly knackered, and I've just given up trying to sort out old carburettors. So I have to lift up the rear set. There it is, one pre-unit bitsa. It might be non-standard, it might not be worth a lot of money, but I absolutely adore it.